so long it's like alchemy.
Back from the 3-game road trip, Warriors taking on a new-look Toronto Raptors team. No Valanciunas, out with a sprained ankle. They would play small and very fast. Got more foreigns than a Mayweather garage. This time it's Pascal Siakam. I believe that's French, probably not saying it right, taking the spot in the starting lineup. And the Warriors had a long discussion on fouling and reaching and getting in foul trouble early. And look at Kerr lose his mind and go and complain to the adult in the room, Andre Iguodala. He's like, I can't believe, what did we just talk about? This is inconceivable. And Iggs like, I don't know. I'm making up. I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm assuming it's the foul trouble. Here's Steph's first foul early, and I have a theory on why Steph is getting in a lot more foul trouble. It's the new strength. I'll point out later in the clip, he's getting a lot more physical with guys wanting to show off that he's stronger. Serge Ibaka, kind of a forgotten man up in Toronto, and he's really become kind of like a 3-and-D, 4-5, but still a very versatile, nice player. And then Zaza gets called for his own rule, right? The Zaza rule. Now, after the incident with Kawhi in the playoffs, it's a new foul. You cannot come under the landing zone of a shooter. He gets hit with it. Zaza had a really rough night. They played small and fast. Kerr left him out there too long. Draymond gets an early 3-ball, and I don't like it, but I'll take it. The thing I like about Zaza is even when he's struggling, his competitive juice is still there. He sneaks the spin move over Ibaka. But again, it was a rough one. I thought he was in there too long, and then they try to front KD. Norman Powell goes about 6'6". KD just too big. Picture-perfect pass from Steph. And then Draymond, if you want to talk about his elite traits physically, it's his long arms combined with his strong hands is what allows him to dig and just become such a nuisance defensively. Here he is out in transition. Watch him dip the shoulder. He doesn't actually beat him, but he just gets, it's like a defensive end on the edge, dips the shoulder and gets the angle, and then this was just awful. 6 turnovers, playing football with the outlet pass, leads to a turnover, and Zaza really no chance with these more athletic guards out there in no man's land. Kerr timeout, and this is a tendency-driven league. Guys know that Draymond is looking for that outlet pass, and it becomes very, very predictable, but this is how you neutralize it. Everybody's looking to fill the passing lanes. Draymond goes all the way coast to coast out of the timeout, and if Draymond wants shots, that's how you get it. They're looking for him to pass. Go coast to coast. Steph, left-hand whip. Clay finally gets in this thing. And the Stoic one donating $1,000 per point to the Fire Relief. Good to see him get a couple early buckets. And then Steph showing the patience and then showing the strength right to the rim. But look how quick Toronto inbounds and pushes. They kind of wore us out in this first quarter with their pace. Draymond, another turnover, barely even looks. Again, this is what teams are looking for in tape. Now, here's an example. Watch Steph body DeRozan here. Watch him dig into his chest. This is an example of him showing the strength. Look at that. When would you ever see Steph do that? Now, that's great. That's fine. No call, but watch him fall asleep here on the weak side. He and KD are terrible watchers. DeRozan, they missed him, but DeRozan had a lane for a dunk. On the other end, offensively, I like Steph's speed and rhythm, just doing chef-like things at his own pace. And then just like anybody who's ever worked in sales, your coworkers may look like they're helping you out, but really it's for their own good. Now, freeze it here. Bell, it's like, oh, he's being selfless and giving the ball up. No, he's giving it up too early because he wants to catch the lob. The real play would be for him to drive and kick to McCall for the lay, and instead it's broken up because Bell wants the lob. The youngster will learn. Here's one more example of Steph. Look at him seek contact. Look at him jump in. And that time, the guy pulled the carpet out from under him, and he stays down, and Toronto's going to get an easy transition basket. But I like long-term the way Steph is attacking shot blockers. Now, the devil's in the details. Watch Bell kind of set a fake screen, and that's what hesitates Pirtle and opens up the backdoor lob. You want to talk about basketball IQ, believe it or not, it's very hard to get players to do that. They either get it or they don't. Bell, you see that? That gets Pirtle's head turned, and then there's the perfect timed lob. And Jordan Bell, like I said, these things aren't really teachable. Guys kind of either get it or they don't. Now, I thought this was hilarious. You know how the bench usually rises in anticipation for a three? No one rises on that shark from Draymond. And then look at Clay, who was going to, kind of plays it off, puts his head down like, nah, I knew he wasn't going to make that. Draymond, that's way out of your range. David West had himself a hell of a game. Look at him jump the passing lanes. Now, on this breakaway, there was a man in front, so he makes the right pass, and then Clay gives it right back. Perfectly ran break. David West, though, great minutes. Now, the league is starting to adjust to the Warriors. They're shooting a lot more 3 balls. CJ Miles, a 3-point specialist, hand in the face. And that's part of the reason why teams, I think, are hanging a little more besides the lackadaisical effort from the Warriors than this man. Jakob Poeltl killed us on the glass. The 9th pick out of Utah, and I actually like him more than Valanciunas. Moves a lot better defensively. And then KD's boxing woes begin. KD has, if there's a knock on KD's game, it's that he does not box out. He's like a rubbernecker at an accident, just stands there and gawks. And watch this, Kerr very upset with the lack of effort. Watch him blow Kerr off here as he goes to the bench. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but look, says something, look at that. That's not the greatest body language you want to see from KD. Kerr trying to get the message across. There was no Nick Young on this night. I don't know if he's in Kerr's doghouse or he was just flat out sleepy, but he did not see the floor. Clay, optimized for efficiency, doing what he does and keeping us around while Toronto really outplaying us. And Steph, addicted to the flash. That's just not necessary. It's a close game, and then look at him dog it back, doesn't pick up the man in transition, and watch him just stand around and watch this play. That's the type of stuff that really bugs me. Steph addicted to the highlight reel. Great save by Draymond. Here we go out in transition, and that's a nice bounce pass. Clay, 4 of 6 from downtown, 22 points on the night. He did have 4 turnovers, a couple of offensive fouls. Great effort here, and then another early outlet. If you notice, the 90% of our turnovers come on the first pass of the possession. So second half, and you can tell where it's a lack of focus because out of the halves, there's usually a 2 or 3 minute mark where they come out with their foot on the pedal. Steph, quick 3 ball, and you can tell it's like Kerr had given them a tongue lashing, and then the turbo pull up from KD, and you're like, oh, okay, they've dialed in. Now are they going to put their foot on their jugular? Not so much, but Steph, nasty in and out dribble coast to coast. And again, teams playing the 3-point line in the passing lanes. These coast to coast drives are there, and Steph wants to dunk it so bad, but doesn't quite get the elevation. He jumps more long than high, but he should know better than anybody. A bucket is a bucket. Now, I thought Zaza stayed in this game too long in the second half. He just couldn't move his feet against this athletic front court for Toronto. And Chris Paul's chunky cousin, Kyle Lowry, double the girth and half the talent. No, I kid. Lowry, a nice player. He does remind me of Paul in the way he plays with the tenacity, undersized. You see Toronto getting out and running. And whenever we struggle, this is a rule of thumb. Kerr's going to go to this man, Andre Iguodala. KD, very frustrated. You have to watch KD and Kerr dynamic. I don't know what kind of relationship they exactly have, but look at the ball movement. As soon as Kerr decided to go small and get Zaw out of the game, Bell and McCaw in there, we started moving the ball tremendous. Now look at how quick Bell leaps at the rim. I mean, he was 2 seconds late blocking that shot and still got it. More of this speed, small ball lineup where everybody can handle and pass and run the floor, and it can be absolutely devastating. The effects the patience Bell at the rim. Now, we all know Steph Curry's a Christian man, but this is just filthy. Look at him wait to finish in his face. Absolutely filthy, Steph, and the crowd absolutely loves it. I kid. Fourth quarter, the Warriors caused 3 turnovers to start this with this veteran lineup in here. David West, 8 points in 9 minutes was just huge, and it looked like, oh, okay, we're gonna pull away here. Let's finish this thing comfortably. Now watch KD on the baseline, just standing, watching the ball, slips in offensive rebound, and look at him. He's demonstrative. He knows he messed up, and that's gonna lead to a 3. And then again, he just has trouble putting a body on Poeltl. And it really is because KD's 7 foot, so long, so athletic. He's never had to learn to box out, and it's a real Achilles heel of KD if we're going to play small ball with no other rebounder out there. And then this is a tough call. This is a tough call on Livingston, and this is where I thought, okay, we might be in trouble here. Now, I know this may seem like pick on KD night, but the free throws are another issue. The man is shooting 68% from the line, and he missed one there in a close game. Steph gets beat, and it's the Compton Avatar flying down the lane. DeMar DeRozan, how about 24 points and 6 steals, capitalizing on the Warriors slop. KD, and then this is another call where it's like, uh-oh, crunch time, and we're not going to get any benefits of the doubt. It was actually a foul, but they couldn't rule it a foul in review, so it's out of bounds, Toronto ball. Here we go, down 5, less than 2 minutes left. Look at Draymond, the double challenge at the rim, and then scraps for us to get the possession. Now, I love offensively how patient they are. They know they don't have to get it all back in one play, and they show a lot of good patience. A risky pass here, they move it around, and then in times past, Steph would have settled for that 3, right? No, he goes right at Ibaka and finishes at the rim. Incredible difficulty, but gets it done. That's just light work for Steph. Look at the flip over the head. Lowry drives, Clay right with him. Tough contested shot, the rebound, and then these dudes don't stand a chance. When KD pull up like the Pampa brand. I'm calling it right now. That might be the most devastating, unstoppable move in the NBA is KD in transition pull up. Look at the flapjacks on Mrs. Laker. Anyway, tie game, and this may be the biggest play of the game that most of you probably didn't catch. It's the double switch between Steph and Iguodala that allows Iguodala to stay on DeRozan for this jump shot. Usually they switch and then they stay there, but this must have been communicated pre-timeout. Watch, there's the switch, and then they switch back, which allows Iguodala to challenge DeRozan in his bread and butter spot, rebound. So here we go, tie game. Who you gonna go to? KD, and my guess was KD's not going to give this ball up regardless, especially with the 7-footer Pirtle switched out on him.
Durant on Pirtle. KD trying to get a rhythm. Kevin to Curry for three.
And credit to KD for making the right basketball play. Steph, huge shot, but this game is not over. Clay's like, ain't no envelopes to open, I just do it because I'm supposed to, right? Gets no recognition for this, but Clay, the huge defensive stop, they switch. The block, the possession, and the game. So Toronto, very impressive. I think that this was more so Toronto playing very well than Golden State playing terribly. But again, the turnovers and the league adjusting to our style of play. Every team, you notice, is getting a lot more versatile with their forwards. Now, I know I said Clay doesn't get much recognition for some of the defensive stops, but Steph knows what time it is, so I'll leave you with Steph in the post game. I'm out, y'all.
Steph, it was a great shooting night for the Warriors, capped by your three-pointer to give you guys the lead. Can you explain what happened in that last minute or so to seal the win for the Warriors?
A lot. We didn't play our best, and they had a great game, and obviously it comes down to crunch time a lot in the NBA, so KD making great plays. Obviously I made a three, but the defense that Clay played on Kyle Lowry the last two possessions, Draymond as well, gave us a chance to kind of seal the deal, and that was huge for us to get over the hump.
The Warriors had some double-digit leads, but the Raptors kept hanging around. What can you guys do to kill those surges of momentum?
I mean, they're a tough team. They play a different style than we're used to with them. A lot of up-paced offense and shooting a lot of threes. So obviously they made some, and they got a lot of offensive rebounds that were tough. But once we tried to control the glass, it was just about making some shots on the other end, and we were able to do that.
You ended this game with a steal. Tell me a little bit more about the Warriors' defense tonight. How did you feel that effort went?
I think it went great. We have to understand that teams are gunning for us, and they're usually going to play their best game, especially when they come in this good and how electric it is. So it's one of those things you kind of got to deal with. I understand that it may not go your way the whole 48, but if you make enough plays, we should have enough talent to get to win most of those games, and that's kind of what happened.